Hi, everybody who's watching and who's ready to come and pitch today. We're very excited to hear your pitches and provide feedback. And we really hope this will be a really fun event today. And yeah, that you all take as much home from this as possible. We have just lost two of our panelists, it looks like, from before. But yeah, there's the next one joining. But obviously this show couldn't be possible without our panelists today, who are willing to, be here with us today and provide feedback on your pitches, on your startup ideas. So I would like that each of you maybe introduce yourself just that we get to know you. Maybe Jason, do you want to start?
Hey, how's it going? I'm Jason Hitchcock. I lead the ecosystem team at Third Web. I've spent about a decade at early stage startups, kind of helping companies go from get their first 1,000 customers of all different types. I've been talking to a bunch of you about what you're building, helping a lot of teams use Third Web, which is great. It helps you build things faster. So yeah, just excited to see where everyone's at right now.
Thanks for joining, Jason. Audrey, do you want to go next?
Hi, everybody. I'm Audrey Taylor-Equinier. I'm the CTO of Spartan Labs, which is a venture studio arm of Spartan Group, which has done over 100 investments since being founded in 2017. And yeah, I'm a developer, a builder, and I've been a part of CPG for a very long time. So I'm very excited to see everybody's pitches.
Thanks, Audrey. Nick, do I pronounce it correctly, Nick?
Niche.
Niche, okay. Do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Niche. I'm head of platform and a research analyst at 1KX. We're an early stage crypto native fund founded in 2018, investing across the Web3 stack, across verticals from infrastructure to the application layer. And I'm currently focused on the creator economy, as well as developer tooling. Before this, I was a smart contract developer, founded my own NFT project back in 2018, and yeah, looking forward to seeing the pitches and what you guys have built.
Awesome. Thanks for joining today. And then lastly, Azar. I think many people know you, but for those that have not come to your, Azar did a mentor fundraising session with us earlier this year. For those that don't know you, do you want to say a few words?
Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, all. Very nice to meet. Azar here. I run the venture fund at Commonwealth Crypto, also Web3 focused early stage venture investing. I think and I talked to you guys a little bit about this during our session, but we tend to look at things a bit closer to consumers and enterprises. We like infrastructure, but ultimately we would like to try to find, hey, what are traditional pain points, et cetera, that brands, especially that we've been spending a lot of time on, face, and then finding solutions for them that are uniquely enabled via crypto. And I know we've chatted with a bunch of you that are working on exact solutions like that. So that's awesome.
Cool. Thanks for being here. Okay, then I would say without further ado, we go right into our first pitch. As said, it's a video recording, and then the founder will come on and be there for either ask you a question or you can ask them a question. Maybe one first show of hands. Who of you likes music? Everybody. So we have we're starting off with Museverse, which is a very interesting music startup. And yeah, Chad, do you want to play the video, please?
Hey, I'm Patrick and I'm CEO of Museverse, and this is my co-founder Matt. Hey guys. At Museverse, we empower creators to compose music with using AI.
Today, music production is riddled with challenges. Sample selection, one of the core stages in building a music track, is time-consuming. Creators face a steep learning curve and difficulties with creating unique sounds.
This is where the AI synthesizer comes in. We cut down the hours into seconds as an AI synthesizer simplifies and accelerates sound creation, enabling users to generate new unique sounds based on prompt, create own sound libraries, while allowing to keep ownership on a blockchain. Here we have an example of Daft Punk.
So regarding our roadmap, we start as a plugin, fully integrating into creators' favorite music software, their native work environment, to quickly establish product market fit. Our next step is to make AI Synthesizer more accessible as a web app. And our ultimate goal is the all-in-one music creation platform with a set of AI-powered tools to actually allow creators and guide them through the whole music production process.
We will be generating revenue from a subscription-based model with different pricing tiers. As you can see, Light, Creator, Professional. We were inspired by companies like Spotify or Splice, especially, which is the biggest sample marketplace on the market.
We believe that the current technological shift unlocks new music use cases, and our initial target audience are both hobbyists and professionals.
We are also privileged to have advisors from SingularityNet, a leader in AI field, ensuring that we stay aligned with the latest advancement in the AI space.
And why us? We are building Museverse because we understand music creators. Patrick has been in the music industry for over 10 years, has built algorithm-based music generator, has successfully monetized it, and also thanks to that now we have our own mode, 130,000 of own sounds ready to train our AI synthesizer.
We are raising 200K in pre-seed round to build our MVP of AI synthesizer, and we have ambition to guide creators through the music production process. And we would love to have a conversation with you to tell you more, and thank you for your time.
Rafaela, you're muted.
Hey, Rafaela, I don't think we can hear you. I'm so sorry.
Nope, nobody can hear you. Yeah, mute.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Very sorry. So I've just said I've lived in Berlin for 10 years, where music is such a big part of life and DJing. And so I think it sounds very exciting, and I'm very interested to hear all of your thoughts and feedback now for the Museverse team.
I guess I just wondered how many users they had, and what did they want to achieve during CPG? Did they achieve it? I see so many AI apps out there that seem to really quickly spin up an MVP, and they have $1 million. They go viral with some cool thing. So I don't know. That's what I'm comparing it to in my head.
Yeah, I had a question around they talk a little bit about the moat as well, just of the synthesizer. Would be really curious to just dive a little bit deeper there to understand, one, how do they create kind of the synthetic vocals? What is that trained on? Because I know the Universal Music Group had a recent lawsuit, right, just around the kind of the Drake vocals and this and that kind of vocals, right, that are being AI generated. So curious, one, how are they sourcing those stems or the kind of the inputs into the model, and then two, exactly around the defensibility in both they talk about. Would just love to learn more about what is it that allows them to create proprietary vocals here.
Yeah, I can jump in. I actually, one of the things that I liked the most was their moat, where they've said that they have over 130,000 songs already developed, because a lot of AI startups are just building on top of generally trained AI. So I think having an AI company that is actually training on their own data is very, very important. So that's very good. And on your business model, you mentioned the hobbyists, and it was I think that you should really look at the hobbyists as a really good use case. A lot of your product is a lot of your pitch was about content creator or creators, but I can think of people starting podcasts. You always need an intro music, and then you don't want to be kicked out of YouTube, or if you're doing something on TikTok or Instagram. So there's a lot of shorter hobbyists that have just general content that they may need a song that they have in their mind that they want to make where it wouldn't infringe on any copyright law. So I think that this industry, the possibility is a lot bigger if you look at all of those different types of social media creators as well. So yeah, it sounds like a really good product.
Yeah, I had a question around, I'd love to dive into the the UX flow for the creators in general, because experienced musicians, they are used to their DAWs and the tooling that's available in the music industry today. So was wondering how the creators can come onto the platform and learn things like prompt engineering to even like as a new skill to use the platform, right? Where it wasn't necessary before to create music and sounds. So yeah, would just love to dive into that.
Cool. Thank you, everybody. Do we have the founders? Do they want to come up on stage with a question? Hi, Patrick and Matt.
Hello. Hey, guys.
So the judges or the panelists asked some questions. Do you have a question for them, or would you like to answer one of their questions?
I think we can jump straight to the answers. And I think first, it was very good questions. And I think first it's important to point for the data. As you know, like AI is very sensitive right now for the data. So I have a background in the music industry for over 10 years. And we have 10 sample pack labels, which we distributed to Splice, which is the biggest distributor. And we were in top 10. So we have our own data we were collecting for over 6 years. So that's our strong position, because that's there's not too many companies that has these data. We are mainly focusing on the sounds. So we are not focusing on vocals at this stage, as the vocals are very sensitive because of as you know, the copyright with Drake and Rihanna. It's a big topic right now. So we want to avoid any problems with this, and we are training it directly with our own data. I don't know, Matt, if you want to add something to this.
Well, not the data part, but maybe like Nish, I think you were asking about the UX flow, and especially like how does this compare to DOS? Maybe something that's just to clarify, because we are actually like our MVP is actually plug into DOS. So that's our first step. So we actually go to the users and we go to the professionals, and of course also hobbies that are using the music software. But our priority is to actually go all the way to the users using the music softwares already, because that's their native ecosystem. And only as a second step, we actually go with web app, and that would be more targeted for content creators, and it generally would make it like more, let's say, accessible to wider audience or wider use base. So just like something to clarify in terms of the priorities and how do we fit into the music ecosystem. And cool. We have more. Do we want to cover it like one by one, or how do we go here?
I think thank you very much, guys. If you don't have another question, then I think we will move on because there's quite a few pitches for today, as you know.
Sure.
Sounds good. But feel free to contact us for the whole deck, or we are happy to answer any further questions.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys for your time.
Yep.
Great. Thanks for the pitch. And now to the panelists, remember that you take notes, because you will be asked to vote on your top 3 at the end, who will become the finalists for the CPG prize. Good. As you know, CPG is a very broad community. We have builders in infrastructure, in security, but also many in NFTs and CPG topics. The next is a brand and CPG topic. And yeah. Let's hear the pitch. Chat, please, if you play the video.
Hi, I'm LaCroix Scott, founder and CEO of NotOn, a destination that onboards blockchain curious and Web3 enthusiasts alike. NotOn is a media and lifestyle brand that demystifies Web3 through curated experiences. Our approach is to 1, inform with content, 2, engage with collectibles, and 3, connect with events. In April, NotOn launched its first token-gated yoga event during NFT NYC. 20% of attendees had an active crypto wallet, while the rest were attracted to the yoga event and frictionlessly began their crypto journey by securing a pass and collecting a proof of attendance token. The feedback from the yoga event, coupled with the engagement on NotOn platforms, solidifies the following key needs: the need for high-quality media content, the need for intimately scaled events, and the need to cut jargon to ease adoption into the space. Continuing to build NotOn relies on 2 key pillars. 1, reducing friction to blockchain adoption, and 2, reducing the Web3 representation gap. Currently, less than 15% of women are Web3 company founders, and less than a third of women own crypto. Join us in building NotOn into the next leading blockchain-enabled destination for the community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was a very interesting, nice pitch. Yeah, I'm very interested to hear the panelists' thoughts.
I was curious how essential Web3 is to the idea. I know that it's token gated, but it also just feels like people are, if you remove token, is that super critical to the whole experience? But also curious if there are any other sort of Web3 plans. Where does this product go? It's like super cool. I like the idea and like that you did something. I like that you did an event and had people show up.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the event front, you know, the curation aspect, I totally buy as being the worthwhile and valuable piece here. I think would love to better understand how you crack that nut, right? Especially given kind of CPG background. The consumer side, especially with the curation, probably relies on, you know, getting the right individuals in the communities that you're targeting together, right? So trying to figure out what exactly is that niche. Boys Club, I saw that you had up on the deck as well. I think that's a great comp, and obviously Boys Club has a very kind of targeted group of users that they're trying to speak to. So would be curious what that niche is that you're trying to tap into in early days to kickstart.
Yeah, I like this idea. I think that there's all these statistics around, you know, adults being very lonely. So finding places where people can meet in real life is awesome. I would love to hear more about like how you scale it, because it seems like it's could just be more like a services kind of business. So how do you scale to more events and more locations, etc.? So I'd love to see like the roadmap or how you see that happening.
Yeah, just one general piece of feedback. I love the idea of, you know, bringing Web3 to physical spaces and events, and to really like show people the power of the technology. So I could see, you know, the token gated yoga event, and then you can mint POAPs, you know, that's airdropped to the wallets, and then you can like from the POAPs, you know, you can see like people who attended that event and then like airdropped more goods and like discounted like yoga classes to people who attended that. So it really unlocks, it helps like demonstrate the power of, you know, like attesting to something on chain, like by either buying a physical product or attending a real life event. So we'll see like the bridge between digital and physical more and more. And the infrastructure to allow this is already kind of being built and deployed. But yeah, same question around like how you plan on onboarding or like tackling like targeting different communities and onboarding more types of events. Like, is it sort of kind of going to be like not like organizing everything, or kind of being more of a platform where any community can sort of reach their audiences using Web3, like through content, through collectibles, and the events that they're holding?
Thank you very much. Do we have the founder with us live? Yes. Hi there. Do you have
good
a question?
afternoon.
Hi. Do you have a question for everybody, or do you want to answer one of the questions that they asked you?
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for taking your time. Yeah, I'd like to answer a question. So regarding the targeting, there have been a lot of folks, meaning for me, it's kind of a straw poll, but there have been individuals have reached out who were interested in Web3, whether it be NFTs or just events, and having a collectible assigned or attributed to an event, who were interested in getting into Web3. So I thought that this approach with NotOn would be to first inform from just a standard digital media aspect, and then kind of scale up to more content and commerce. So with commerce, having that digital authentication with an NFT or a POAP or a poet, and then also having, kind of mini communities that were interested in events. So those events would be, we started here in New York, but worldwide, and getting a sense of that community, being outside and enjoying the networking that is within the community of NotOn.
Cool. Thank you so much for clarifying, and thanks for the pitch today. I really enjoyed it, and good luck with everything going forward. Then I would say we go to the next one. Here we're taking a Web 2 concept and bringing it into Web 3. Chad, can we watch the pitch, please?
Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I'm here to talk about Nerwo, a new platform that's changing the way Web3 freelancers and contractors do business. The Web3 job market is an unsafe and trustworthy environment due to anonymity and cryptocurrency transactions. Unfortunately, according to an internal survey, 62% of Web3 professionals have had negative experiences such as fraud, scam attempts, or payment problems, while 47% of customers struggle to find truly qualified professionals in this sector. Nerwo solves these problems by enabling secure transactions between professionals and contractors, without compromising privacy or security. We use on-chain data to create trusted digital identities and resolve any disputes through a decentralized court. Our vision is to guarantee equal opportunities in the job market and make it safer by shifting trust from people to the blockchain. Among the main features of Nerwo, we find an escrow for cryptocurrency payments, a decentralized court to resolve any disputes, and on-chain job experience certification for freelancers. So, why us? As builders, in our previous projects, we have had difficulty finding skilled talents and have experienced a lack of trust in agreements on both sides. This is why we started thinking about Nerwo. Our team has heterogeneous skills and a strong knowledge of Web3, both technical and market side, and we have the experience to build this platform. The market for freelancers is huge, and our target market of anonymous Web3 freelancers is growing faster and faster. Our business model works by keeping an average fee of 8% on the contractor's side, calculated on the budget deposited in escrow, only when the agreement between parties is successfully completed. We estimate that by 2026, we'll reach over 870,000 freelancers and generate over $47 million in revenue, with an estimated average fee per project of $54. Instead of our competitors, we offer a comprehensive and decentralized solution, with a strong focus on security and a communication and design approach that aligns with the Web3 culture. The market validation is significant, through the over 35,000 Web3 freelancers already active on Fiverr, and the growing organic interest shown by these professionals through our site and social channels. And that brings us to our financial ask. We're seeking $275,000 for 1-year coverage to help us continue to grow and achieve our vision. Thank you for considering Nerwo.
Great. Thank you so much for the pitch. I think everybody working in Web3 is familiar with the talent problem. So panelists, what are your thoughts and feedback?
I mainly wonder, what have you done to get, have you figured out how to get these users? For almost all these talks, there's a lot of talk about sort of what is the big idea? And I think for almost everybody, I'm going to be curious, what have you literally done to prove that these users, you're able to get in touch with them, get them to sign up for something? I'm curious about that.
Yeah, along Jason's question, I'm always curious about kind of the wedge there, right? How do you acquire that first incremental user? Would be really curious, especially on these double-sided marketplaces. Obviously, those are notoriously difficult to start, right? So, you typically would seed one side of it. I'm imagining you probably have clients that are looking to hire that you probably have onboarded at least to kind of get that side flushed out. But yeah, I would be curious how you get that flywheel going.
I have a lot of experience in the freelancer space as a developer. So I've worked on a lot of projects as a freelancer. So I definitely feel this pain point, and I think it is a great solution. Like, this is a perfect example of like how blockchain technology can improve, like a Web 2 challenges that a Web 2 version might have. So I think it's very good technology. The only thing that I would say, I'm in two minds about this anonymous freelancer. I know that there's a lot of emphasis on this anonymity, but I don't know if this is like the major problem that needs to be solved with the blockchain. Like how many of the users or the freelancers want to remain anonymous. I think if you're looking at the holistically of the software, I think the escrow and like the on-chain soulbound tokens that verify your work and your experience, those are like bigger sales. But it seems as though the anonymous part has a little bit more it's more front and center, and I don't know if this is like the biggest problem that you're solving at the moment. But on the other end, like I've always, as a Black female technical person, I've always wondered, like, if someone were able to see my my skills and my experience without like seeing a picture of myself, would it make it to where it would be a more equitable opportunity to get a job? So I can see both sides of it, but yeah, it's overall a good project. I like it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a question around the interoperability piece, and what if you're leveraging existing protocols and services out there for I mean, there's different components of the platform, right? Like the safe transactions, the decentralized court and dispute resolution mechanisms. Are you using things like Kleros for that, or building it yourself? And also for these decentralized identity and reputation protocols, you put Cleoverse and Missouri on there, and I believe they issue their own sort of credential, like skills-based credentials. If you are leveraging that from the user's wallets, or like building your own credentials protocols based on the data about like what their like the attestations that the freelancers are making about themselves.
Thanks a lot. Do we have the founder to come up for? Hi there. Do you want to? Hi. Do you have a question that you want to ask the panelists, or do you want to answer one of their questions?
I prefer first to answer. And first of all, sorry for my worst English, but I will try to do my best. So I want to answer for the first questions about how we count user. Actually, we are currently working. We are building an Discord and Telegram bot that allow user to post, for example, job post directly from Discord. And for this reason, we are we are working in a partnership with a lot of Discord community. In this way, contractors and user can join directly from Discord, for example. I don't know if this was the questions. Correct me. Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I answered it. Perfect. Thank you so much. I think one is enough. Unfortunately, we don't have time for more.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Anyway, yes, we use Kleros.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for the pitch. I think it was very interesting. And yeah, so as you see, panelists, are you good with the pace? Does anybody need a break? Any questions so far? Is everybody good to continue?
No break. Let's keep going.
Okay, cool. We have another, I think, 6 to go. So altogether, we will be seeing 9 startups today. And yeah, thank you so much for the feedback so far. I think it's been already very, very helpful. The next one is also a platform, and we're going into NFTs. So let's hear the pitch, please.
My name is Connor Davidson, and I'm the founder of NFDOS, aka the Non-Fungible Decentralized Operating System. File storage in Web3 is broken. There's technical limitations. Upload and download speeds are slow, and it's particularly hard to effectively stream audio and video from platforms like Filecoin and IPFS. The UI UX is also really tricky, especially if you're not an engineer. It's sometimes impossible without knowing how to code to use these services. Lastly, they have misguided requirements. Most users don't actually need the data itself to be decentralized. They just want access to it to be decentralized, and they want to know that they own their data. NFDOS gets rid of all three of these concerns by focusing on decentralized access, not storage. We utilize an NFT as a permission layer for file sharing, decentralizing that access. Our users can come in and create and customize their own virtual desktop that's tied to an NFT. Then they can upload and store audio, video, photos, documents, whatever they want on our file storage system, all within a token gated environment. Lastly, they can set up access permissions and invite others to view or download the files they've stored on their system based on ownership of a new or existing NFT. Our business model is also very different from traditional Web2 file sharing systems. By focusing on data ownership, we can get rid of subscription fees. We do this by selling admin tokens up front, which basically gives a lifetime access to the platform. Then users can buy additional storage tokens for incremental storage in their file system. There's a liquid market for both admin tokens and software licenses to our system, as well as the storage capacity. So users only end up paying for the amount of storage they need. Our current team is myself, the founder of NFDOS, and a development team that's all contract at the moment that I've been working with for over a year. We also have some planned hires. Right now, we're raising a $200K safe note for 12 months of runway. Our burn is low, but we want to hire a full-time developer to bring onto the team. If you want to learn more about what we're building, feel free to reach out. You can also check out our MVP by heading to nfdos.com.
Cool. NFDOS has been a CPG builder also for, I think, over a year now. So one of our really OG builders, and yeah, very, very different concept. I'm excited to hear your thoughts now. We can also start with, we don't always have to do the round the same way. Maybe Nitch, do you want to start this time?
Sure. Yeah, I was. My questions were mainly around like the use cases where people might want to token gate and like sell the access to their files, and how the purchaser would make decisions around why they would want to like purchase the NFT. There's a lot of token gating protocols out there, like Lit and then Guild into like Discord communities. Lit can like share encrypted files, and I was wondering how the technology here differs from something like that.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, go ahead, Audrey.
My comment is a bit short. It's a question. I'm also kind of like Nitch. I'm not 100% sure on the technology. So he says that there's decentralized access, but where are the files stored is my question. And then also, like if we're talking like streaming videos or audio, like what is the user interface and how is that kind of different or better than, what's already in the market, basically.
Yeah, the way I understood it, instead of maybe the data sharing or selling, I understood it at least as, the alternative to, for example, a Google Drive, right? Whether that's for personal like collaboration or kind of within team kind of collaboration, permissioning access to files potentially, across team members. and that would be my biggest question on that is, on that sense, it makes sense from a access perspective, especially if you want to control, hey, somebody leaves the organization, I want to be able to revoke access to these files, etc. Obviously, a lot of this functionality is available through, existing IAM providers. But would be curious kind of where, going back to that wedge question, is what is that wedge market that this uniquely enables some sort of feature? Maybe it's physical, on device storage of files that you can encrypt or kind of permission. But yeah, I would be curious to hear more there.
Hey, yeah, I was just curious about, your path to market. What sort of experiments have you run that are working? What have you learned about how to acquire, people to use it? But super interesting. I was really interested in it. I'd like to chat with you after this and just learn more about how you're building this.
Cool. Do we have the founder with us? Hi, Connor.
Hey there, everybody. How's it going?
Good. Great pitch. Do you have a question, or do you want to answer one of the panelists' questions?
I'll answer. There's a lot of questions around how technical the software is that we're building, and use cases is something we thought about a lot. We've pivoted a few times. I built this basically because I wanted a tool to use. I want to have a place where I can store files. I'll kind of answer that question also. This is these files are stored on traditional kind of cloud storage systems. So these are not fully decentralized files. I explored that at first, and in our roadmap, we have what we're calling the vault, which will be a subset. It's a specific folder in your file storage where you can fully decentralize those files in that folder. But I just wanted a tool that I could use where I can upload photos, videos, documents. I can invite my friends, whether they have an email address or a Web3 wallet, because I've seen kind of communities and friend groups and colleague groups where, some people have a wallet, some people don't. And obviously the access permission layer that I wanted to build, it was very important to incorporate Web3 and finding a way to kind of, I can't invite people to my Dropbox or my Google Drive using a wallet right now. It just doesn't work. And so bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3, we need a solution that caters to both of those groups and functions the way they're used to seeing a file sharing system function, whether they are used to logging in with an email or a wallet. So that's really kind of the core there. I hope that answers the question. I know we're short on time. So, but yeah, that's the gist of what we're trying to solve. And it's pretty basic right now. So it's not highly technical. This isn't, an on-chain protocol. It's literally just a layer that runs on Ethereum and Polygon at the moment.
Cool. Thank you so much. And I don't know if you heard it, Jason said he would love to talk to you afterwards.
Yeah.
And at the end, we will make sure that we ask all of the panelists how to contact them. So yeah, thanks so much, Connor. Have a good day. Cool. Now comes the next one, Nameless NYC. It's a community, first of all, focused on New York. And yeah, can we see the pitch, please?
My name is Alejandro, and I'm the co-founder of Nameless NYC, where we are unmasking Web3's real-life potential. We have identified a common struggle for brands and communities, turning their online success into meaningful real-life engagement. Brand activations are hard, and most groups lack the resources and infrastructure to create memorable experiences. Nameless NYC, the Web3 arm of the Bowery Showroom, is a solution to this problem. We offer a full-service platform that helps brands and communities engage with their audience in the real world. To do so, Nameless is building a mobile-friendly application that enhances all our existing agency and hospitality services. The application will offer digital wallet creation, ticketing, and Web3 rewards, creating new ways of building customer loyalty. At the Bowery Showroom, our downtown Manhattan concept store, we host brand activations and pop-ups on a regular basis. In 2022, we partnered with late rapper Lil Keed for a storefront meet and greet, live performance, and a collaborative clothing release. This past February, we also held a Fashion Week after party with rapper Ice Spice, which was her first New York performance and our biggest production yet. Apart from physical activations, we have a strong digital presence led by an in-house influencer team. Recently, we ran a promotion for Mischief's Big Red Boots, using creative content to help drive a sold-out product release. Our goal with the Nameless application is to enhance these existing activations with novel layers of collectability and ownership. For instance, attendees of the meet and greet can receive discounts to token-gated artist merchandise, while interviewees of the Mischief campaign can receive a collectible that rewards them for their contributions to a viral TikTok. With its unique combination of product and services, Nameless strives to create its own niche in the market. It's a Web3 rewards platform with a thriving community, an event operations machine with digital journeys, and a marketing agency with Web3 functionality. Our business model combines the application with our event services to create unforgettable digital and IRL experiences, ideal for groups using Web3 for the first time, as well as digitally native communities needing assistance with physical activations. Our go-to market strategy begins by onboarding our existing events to the application, gathering feedback before expanding our services to our partners and brands. Longer term, we plan to create participatory structures for our most engaged users. On top of it all, we have the team to make it happen. To learn more, reach out to Nameless NYC, where Web3 meets real-life engagement. Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro. Yeah, something completely different. I love it that each of these pitches is really in quite different industries. And yeah, excited to hear now from our panelists.
I like to say I love this product. I think it's a great weaving in Web3 metaverse engagement into an already robust Web2 events and marketing machine. It seems like a really good play. I think it's very awesome. The only thing I would wonder is is this just a kind of a build for this the Bowery specifically, or is this kind of like a SaaS product that they hopefully will be offering to other event management event spaces, for example? So just would like to know more about that roadmap.
I was curious about a SaaS business sort of plan and an agency plan. And whenever I sort of see this at a very early stage company, I always wonder, how do they know? One of these things is going to be more important, and it's going to be agencies can often solve a problem, and that you're bumping into opportunities, and maybe you can monetize them right now. But I wondered which one of these, if you only picked one, which one would you go all in on? It also matters your evaluation, but that's another question.
Yeah, on the tools that you guys were looking to build, the loyalty and the rewards platform, we chatted with a lot of Web3 focused loyalty platforms, and I think one of the big challenges that a lot of them were running into is just how disparate of a technical stack each of these different merchants had. So would be curious, is there any kind of specific tech stack, vendor stack, sector, that you guys are particularly focused on, just given kind of the fragmented and disparate nature here?
Yeah, I had a similar question to Asar. We just disclaimer, we invested in companies called Kong and IYK, which do chips. So they put chips in merchandise. They also do the POAP discs where you can place them in events and distribute POAPs. So I was wondering how you're doing these community and activation, and if you were leveraging these crypto native tools, or how are you getting the audience to prove that they've attended something, whether these artists are selling chipped merch and then airdropping to the most loyal fans. So yeah, just curious about how your the tools you're using to measure the KPIs for loyalty and engagement.
Do we have the founder with us?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for all the questions.
Hi, hope you are well. Do you have a question, or do you want to answer one of the questions?
I'll try to answer. I think all of the questions that were asked offered really interesting rabbit holes that I can get into. But I wanted to say that to start, we're definitely going to focus more on an MVP and gathering feedback in the next few weeks. That will most likely look like token gating product, airdropping proof of experiences for people that pop up in real life at our events. Down the line, software as a service is something that we're looking into, but we still need to prove our model for our own existing events and hospitality side before we're ready to create those admin dashboards and really provide our services to other groups as well. And as far as the tech stack goes, we've been using the Third Web wallet SDK, which has really been a game changer. So we're going to have a functioning beta of our product, hopefully by end of the week, so we can start iterating and testing in real life.
Very cool. Very excited to see. Wishing you the best, that all the tests work out. And yeah, thanks for pitching today.
Thank you, guys.
Right. We are halfway. Is everybody still good? Can I see if you're, or would you like to take a break? No. Okay. We're pushing through. Right. 4 more. It's going to be a mix of all kinds of different industries and verticals. The next one is Vivi, which is a marketplace. Can we see the pitch, please?
What if I told you that there's an opportunity for your brand to unlock unlimited creative potential? My name is Shane Murphy, and I'm the co-founder of Vivi. Our story began when we fell in love at a marketing agency, of all places. Kelly, my co-founder, and I founded 2 startups together and worked as creative strategists for hundreds of brands across multiple agencies. For a long time, we've known there's something utterly broken in how we produce creative content. Biases and blockers are everywhere, which leads to non-creative people leading the creative strategy. There's a massive lack of empirical data to support how well a creative person does, and it kind of just makes them the scapegoat. Those undersupported teams are unable to effectively control quality. Many are forced to take on mismatched roles, and it leads to the highest churn rate of any department in our industry. After years of seeing this problem persist, we decided it's time to build Vivi, the first ever creative strategy marketplace. We want to jumpstart creative teams by connecting brands to fresh, unbiased creative voices. You could select an ideal leader to manage a segment of your business, or batch hire multiple creatives to gather diverse feedback or present a wider variety of concepts to your client. Onboarding new teammates also shouldn't be as antiquated as hiring someone off of Fiverr. We're building a dynamic solution, and that makes onboarding new voices like you would a Zapier flow. We want it to feel seamless, bringing creative talent into your tech stack. And to be clear, we don't want to be an agency, but rather we want to be a marketplace that allows every creative person an opportunity to edify themselves as experts of their craft, increase their rates and value by wearing that niche and passion like a badge of honor. On the creative side, we've already built the top of our funnel. In less than a year, UGC Social has become an industry-leading resource for turning part-time UGC creators into full-time creative strategists. We've just surpassed 7K in MRR and launched an exciting new LMS community earlier this week. We see Vivi as a natural progression for us to leverage our connections on both sides of this marketplace and build a lasting framework for creative learning and empowerment. We're raising $350,000 to fast track this new layer of product development while we continue to grow UGC Social. If we can fix the broken creative process and empower a new generation of creative entrepreneurs, we can unlock unlimited creative potential. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Very engaging pitch. Thanks for that. Yeah, let's give it up to the panelists. What is your feedback?
I have a question around the user flow from being signing the creators from signing up for the platform, and how do they get integrated into teams? How do the teams kind of test whether the potential creative hire is a fit for them or not? I guess it's still a bit unclear to me how it's different from a freelancer platform like Fiverr.
Yeah, I echo the same thing as Niche, just trying to understand the user flow. Is this just hiring creatives, or is there some different elements to it as well?
Yeah, and especially on that relationship, it seems like you guys want to kind of transition these individuals into, longer term marketing roles at these companies. So yeah, would be curious how you think about kind of creating that verifiable work history if the types of engagements are longer term in general, right? Potentially people might want shorter term projects to start. I'm sure you're thinking through some of these challenges.
I didn't have any feedback. This is just, it's like, I'm curious about the business, but I don't know very much about the category. So in general, I guess my high level thought was like, I wonder what you're doing to get users, and I wonder what you've learned. Have you pivoted at all? Have you confirmed your initial thesis on like that these people will want to use this? Do you know how to reach them?
Thanks. I think, that's very good feedback. I think that will help him to clarify the pitch and make it even more concise and clear next time that this differentiation to a normal freelancer marketplace is given. But do we have the founder here with us? And maybe he can, Shane.
Hey,
maybe you can shed some light, or maybe you have a burning question of
For sure.
your own.
No, I'll answer. In terms of like the user flow, the main pain point comes in the friction of integrating people, like especially in the creative space. And I've worked in the agency space for most of my career. The friction of bringing people on and integrating into the various different tech stack systems like Asana or Monday or Frame.io and the permissioning that comes with it. It's really the friction of bringing those people on into it. And obviously the long-term relationships could come from elsewhere. But we're already, very much in communication with people who are, creative strategists, or they're, obviously UGC creators trying to learn creative strategy, and we're building that pipeline. But many of them have very specific talents that they want to pursue, like creating pitch decks or script writing or supervising the post-production workflow. And ultimately there's not a solution for them to slot into bigger organizations and do that in a very frictionless and kind of dynamic way.
Yeah, thanks so much. But I think their questions also showed, that
Absolutely.
the pitch, could be a bit more targeted there, that people immediately understand that it's not a freelancer marketplace. So I thought that was already, for me, helpful.
For sure. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for joining and for pitching today, Shane. Have a good day. Cool. Let's see. The next one is what is that? I think it's also a platform or a marketplace, and we're going into the category of wellness. So let's hear the pitch.
I'm Ben. I'm happy to introduce you to Chipaki, the tribe for wellness enthusiasts. Chipaki was created 2 years ago by Chris, a wellness professional, and Yvon, one of his patients, with the objective of being a one-stop shop for wellness seekers and professionals. We all want to feel better in our mind and our body, but we don't always know what we need or who can help us. On the other side, wellness professionals struggle to make themselves known in our digital era and how to find new patients. Chipaki offers the digital tools that both patients and professionals need to find each other and achieve the ethos of a healthy mind in a healthy body. Our business model consists in a subscription for professionals, completed by digital services that will allow them to have a good digital presence. The wellness market is huge, and our offer allows us to address an important part of this market. Our competitive landscape is large, with many actors addressing, specifically or not, the wellness industry, mostly focusing on professionals who already have a digital presence by offering them calendar services. Our goal is to offer services to all wellness professionals, including the ones who don't know how to make themselves noticed, by proposing the essential digital tools that they need, like a website. We've recently decided to add Web3 to our strategy because, first of all, Web3 needs wellness, but also because we believe that decentralization and community would be great for us to globalize our offer. We'll have a dual offer, going local here in France with a solution that addresses any wellness practice available, and going global through Web3, focusing on practices that can be provided online. We're also talking with some companies here in France about building and managing a wellness program for their employees. We'll be entering the NFT space in a few months with an NFT collection called Neovani, about a tribe of people gathering from all around the world to find enlightenment and wellness together. These NFTs will have a key role in our development and growth, and holders will be rewarded for their support on top of the benefits of being part of our wellness program. Our platform is young, but already has some very interesting metrics to share, such as more than 10,000 unique visitors per month, already booking 3,000 wellness sessions per month with professionals. We're now looking to grow our business with a seed round for $600,000 to $800,000, which will allow us to reach 3,000 paid subscriptions in 2024. Thank you for listening to this presentation. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
Well, one is for sure pretty impressive traction that you managed completely bootstrapped. Well done on that. And yeah, now I'm excited to hear from the panelists.
Yeah, I would love to just see kind of more about what the experience of the application is just for the user, right? Like, what is it kind of on the day-to-day that they're engaging with in the application? Obviously, it makes total sense if you built a community there to then bring professionals and be able to kind of match their services and monetize on that end. So I think that the business model and all that makes a ton of sense.
Who wants to go next?
For my side, I think it's a good project. I would like to kind of, I don't know the space and really understand like the market and the need for this, like how their goal is to get to 3,000 paid subscribers. And I'd like to see like what is that compared to like the addressable market and just more about their go-to-market strategy, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think a clarification questions for me is like what are the types of wellness services that can be offered? Is it like meditation? Is it like, sound therapy? And like there's different types of like wellness things available, right? So just curious about what sorts of services you'll be bringing on first. And my second question is like how integral is Web3 to the platform itself, because I see this working like well as a Web2 sort of matching professionals with communities that want to hire a wellness coach or an individual that wants a wellness coach. But yeah, curious to see like if you take out the Web3 component, like how critical is Web3 and blockchain to this platform?
I had similar questions like how essential is blockchain to this platform? I also just wondered where you see this in like 3 months. Like, what does success look like? How do you know that you're on the right path with the current iteration of your product?
Do we have the founder here to maybe answer?
Hello, everyone.
Some questions?
Sure, we're here. Thank you very much for these questions. And I would love to actually try to answer them all, and I would even have a question for you if we have time. First of all, regarding the types of wellness services that we're proposing, we're trying to be as wide as we can, and the fact that when you need to feel better, sometimes it could be because you need a psychologist, or because you need to do yoga, or because you need a sound therapy. We want people first to have a platform where they can understand how to feel better, and if we find for them what's the right thing that they need, or if thanks to our content they find that, then they can find the right specialist to do that. So we really want to achieve well mind in the well body. So for that we need to propose as much services as we can. Web3 is not critical to our service at the moment, but we believe that a huge part of it will be about providing online practices. And so when it comes to online practices, maybe someone in the US, actually the best thing for him would be practice that exists in Asia or in Europe. And Web3 is actually a great way to create something worldwide. And it would be a good way for us to have worldwide customers using worldwide practices. And we believe Web3 is a good way to achieve that. And the services that will create through this Web3 initiative will then be useful also for the Web2 initiative. Where we see ourselves in 3 months, right now we are, between all founders, we are all taking 2 to 3 hours per day to find new clients, to understand their needs better. And we have some very targeted goals. If we want to reach 3,000 by the end of 2024, we first want to have 600 clients by the end of the year, which would mean like something like 50 within the next 2 months or 3. So we will learn. We will learn, and regarding Web3, we will also try to start building things. And maybe just one question, but I'm not sure if we have time to answer it. But do you believe that a world which is governed by words like FUD, NGME, FOMO, which are basically all about anxiety at some point, do you think a world like that can feel better?
Yes.
That's a great question. And I think, yeah, it's yes. If we're here, we're still here, then I think we all are optimistic about the space. So that's exactly what it needs. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you so much. Also for the
Thank you,
question, you're
Raf.
the first one to ask a question. Yeah. So yeah, very excited to see where this is going, and best of luck with it. Thanks for pitching today.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Good. We're down to the last two. The next one is Extrovert, which is a B2B business. Let's hear it. Chat, if we can see the video.
Hi, thank you for your time today. My name is Sebi. I'm the founder of Extrovert AI, and we are creating predictive ads for social media marketing. Back in 2020, I created a prop tech SaaS that used predictive analytics to find motivated to sell homeowners. We were able to use predictive analytics to basically find all the people who were just about to sell their home, but didn't do it yet. And with this foresight, my users were able to generate $1 billion in transactions. With this experience, I knew that this had to be used by every business possible in any industry, not just real estate. And with me bringing that idea to life is Austin, ex-CEO of Web3 Social Labs, an advertising agency responsible for 50 million in NFT sales, and Isaiah Cotto, founder of RedX Development Agency, launching products every week with a development team of 15. Now, the big problem is that businesses and creators in all industries use social media marketing as their main sales channel, but they cannot make informed decisions due to lack of data. So we come in, we fix this by giving businesses the ability to understand the variables that make a winning advertisement, so that we take their historical data, we make the scripts for them, we give them all the keywords and all the copy and even the sounds and pace of speech, so that they have a streamlined process to make the best ads. Then we are able to go after many different pieces of advertising because this market is so big and only growing, as it's set to hit $500 billion by 2027. Now, with a big market, we have big competitors, but they're focused on a much different problem, which is audiences, which isn't really a problem. Audiences are done actually by the platforms. And that's why we focus on ads, because as long as the advertising platforms have the fuel to their fire, they're happy. Because of this hole in the market, we've been able to grow fast, generating $73,000 in revenue in our first 2 months, with a 12.7x return on our ad spend. So far, we're happy with our success, but want to grow faster and are excited to finish the MVP development of the platform version of this software. We also know that we can hit new revenue goals and solidify ourselves as predictive marketing industry experts by hosting a social ad summit. Now, With these milestones, they're all with the idea to bring predictive marketing to every single business so that every single business has the confidence to convert at scale. So let's talk. You can help us bring this idea to the masses.
Very cool. Impressive founders and good, yeah, a lot of experience in NFTs. Let's hear it from you, from our panelists. What have been your thoughts and feedback?
I have two questions. So he had a revenue number of like 73,000, but the MVP is still being built. So I'd like to understand like where that revenue is coming from. And then also I'd like to understand like are there any other what his competitors are? I know that there's a lot of data and analytics platforms that help you analyze the data of your social media presence. But I think the unique part here is that the AI to help you generate the content. But I'm not sure if there's other competitors that are also doing that. So I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, I'd love to just better understand, where you guys have been spending time as well. Just given the website I visited, and it seemed to be more geared towards helping kind of launch mints and NFTs, et cetera, right? Which of course makes sense and is related. But as you guys think about kind of this predictive AI product and kind of social marketing spend, and that seems almost like a different almost department, right, with like a CMO type sale in that enterprise kind of more traditional B2B customer target.
Yep. I used to work in mobile ad tech. I'm curious about that ad spend. Like, where did it come from? Was it an individual advertiser? Was it an ad network? This tool could be sold to ad networks as something that like advertisers, use, to have higher converting ads. I think just something to think about your competitor. Like, if you were to look like the Lumascape of like ad tech data companies that are around ad optimization, it's like there's thousands of them. And so like the way that you'll be perceived by people in the ad industry is like yet another. Like, I didn't hear anything that was particularly different, but like I'm sure there could be, because like we have this AI that's out there. So I almost like, my feedback or question is, it's not a question, it's more like, how can you really stand out from the existing stack that people are aware of? Like, ad networks have all these ads flowing through them and all this data on how they perform, and they create tools for people to work on their networks. So like, how are you 10 times better or something like that? But like, impressive background, holy shit.
Yeah, I didn't have a different question. Like, my questions were already asked by the other panelists.
Cool. Do we have the founder with us?
Hello, everybody. How are you?
Hi.
Hey.
Do you want to answer a question or ask one?
Would love to answer the questions. They were amazing, and I, given the time constraint, I wish I could have covered them. Now, first question is, where's the revenue coming from? Great question. It's a manual version of what people would do on this platform. So I have my CMO spending his time to answer your question. He's spending a lot of his time making that possible on the fulfillment, and also picking apart what we're doing and what's winning and what's not, and giving that to Isaiah, our CTO. Now, what are our competitors? That is very complicated, as we see that the big competitors who we're really going after and trying to take their spot are, like I said, an audience focused, right? We give the ad copy, ad scripts, best possible sounds to use so that ad platforms actually know who to go after. That's that fuel to the fire I wish I explained better in the pitch. And then, how is this not Web3? Extroverse.com was the software that we launched, and it was actually just more of a reinforcement that, hey, focus on giving people the predictive ability, because we even sold that software, Extroverse.com, for people to launch an e-commerce NFT experience. and all they did all day was ask, when are we launching the predictive stuff, and always used our marketing features only. So the last question, and I think that this is something that I see us being able to finish on a good note with, is how are we different? Jason, great question. The big outlier is, one, the story that I already know how to use predictive analytics to have foresight in markets. Now, two is exactly what you said, what's that big shift? Wait, how are you different now with AI in the mix? And the answer to the question is that the big shift is that platforms are going interest-based. That means they're showing you what you see based on what's being said and what you like, instead of giving Facebook or Meta or TikTok that list of people, right? So it's a massive shift where now we're taking a rewind approach to giving them the content and not just saying write a text. And then also focusing on what's really the fact of the matter here in pushing the needle.
Cool. Thank you so much for answering that. Best of luck with the next steps. And yeah, excited to see where it goes. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Last pitch is coming up. Panelists, hope you're ready. It's a Sweet Shop, a community-driven venture studio. Chat, can we see the pitch, please?
My name's Angus and I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Sweet Shop Media. Originally, we were a marketing agency that started about 7 years ago. We've looked after the likes of Lego, Universal, Napster, Nokia, some cool blue chip brands. And then more recently, we fell down the Web3 rabbit hole. What we decided to do was to pull together with a couple of smart people we met along the way, and we've decided to start our own brands. Collectively, we've done over 100 million transactional sales volume of NFTs. We've got some designers with massive followings, we've got some artists with big followings, we've got the developers behind Goblin Town, Truth Labs, Illuminati DAO, several other things. We've got music execs who've come from major record labels. We've got access to talent, celebrities, influencers, and a big network. This is Bob. Bob is an influencer, and Bob has decided that he wants to monetize his audience, so he's starting a drinks brand. Bob now needs to do all of these things. He is a designer, he's a marketeer, he works on legal docs, he does fundraising, he does everything. You name it, he does it. That's quite overwhelming. What we want to do is we want to help people like Bob kickstart their brands. So we are launching a venture studio that repeatedly turns ideas into brands. So you'll get access to world-class team, you'll get access to tools, to expertise, you'll get access to all of our network and intros to anyone that you want to meet. We're going to be kickstarting our venture studio in about 2 weeks' time via a membership sale, where we are going to be selling 1,500 membership passes to our community, and they are going to get rewards just by belonging to that community. So they're going to get early access to all of our projects that we're doing. They're going to get opportunities to get involved in certain projects, to pitch certain projects, and we are going to give them discounts across everything that we're building. So merch for the brands that we're building, and events, community access, Discords, you name it. The first brand that we've got in the pipeline is called Junguru. It's a multi-sports franchise where we've created 4 fictional sports teams that play each other at different sports. We supply a draft for those academies to pick from. We're giving away ownership of those academies to members. Then those members can earn points by belonging to each one of those academies. Launching is called Mega. It's a plant-based protein brand that we're doing in partnership with 30 athletes from a management company, a sports management company that we've been working with for a while. We partnered up with a big nutrition company, and we're speaking to a couple of big influencers to be the face of it as well.
Wow, that was a good last one. Lots of traction, lots of experience there. Would love to hear your thoughts now and your feedback.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this model. Honestly, I previously worked at another fund called Point 72, and we had pretty close relationships with the Range Media Partners folks, who are a talent agency there. So kind of a similar dynamic, kind of customer base that you might be selling into. And ultimately, right, they own eyeballs and audience and top of funnel, right? So they have the ability to drive a ton of traffic. So if you can productize kind of a whatever it is that's related to their community around them, it makes total sense. I guess naturally, just given the human component, there's probably a scale or constraint to how many you can do in parallel. So I'd be curious, how you think about, what is kind of the end state of this business? How many brands would you like to launch a year, steady state, et cetera?
Yeah, my questions were similar. Like, how do you vet the projects that you work with? How do you decide which ones to do, and then how many are you doing, over the year? Yeah.
Jason?
I was wondering if you planned on building any sort of like software platform. It sounds like you're doing a lot of unique activations. Each time you're gonna have to like rebuild a lot of things. So I don't know. I just was very curious because, and I just think it's a really cool vertical to go into. I don't think there are that many great agencies yet that have proven themselves in the space. There's so much to learn.
Yeah, I had a similar question to Jason. I've seen a lot of studios that kind of like start off working with on bespoke contracts with brands, and then through those learnings, like they end up with like a generalized model, like maybe like a new standard, a new like way to do NFTs that can be offered as a feature for a self-publishing platform where people can, where creatives can just sign up and use the software, and mint themselves, like using the features that you like, the new features that that you kind of come across in working on bespoke contracts. So I was wondering, like, yeah, what if there's any like technical sort of token standards that you're building, any like minting logic, token gating logic, drop whitelisting logic that you're kind of working with.
Thanks for those questions and feedback. Do we have the founder with us?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Angus, great pitch. Do you want to answer a question or ask one?
Yeah, cool. No, thanks for all your questions, guys. Cool feedback. Firstly, we looked at the venture studio model, and on average, people seem to launch about 4 brands a year. We've actually already built 6 brands. We've been building very quietly for the past like year and a half, basically. So we've got 6 brands that are good to go. We're going to focus for the first 6 months on the first 3 brands. So we've got 3 brands ready to go. And then we're going to see how it goes. We're deploying teams. So we were an agency originally. So every time we win a big client, we bring in an MD to run a project, an account manager to run a project, and we build teams around that. So we're going to run the companies in a similar sort of fashion. So we've already got the people lined up who are going to be managing directors of these entities already. And then they're just going to get support from us. So that's the first question. And then the second question was tools. Yeah, you're exactly right. With everything you're talking about, what we've noticed is we're kind of building a turnkey solution. So the faster we can kind of do those kind of like the R&D, when it comes to distribution, for example, it's the same network. So we're building lots of tools. Like my background before this was I built a micro-influencer agency many moons ago, and we are kind of building similar sorts of tech that we're going to replicate for this to make it more of a turnkey solution, if that makes sense.
Cool. Thank you so much. Good luck with the next launch. Let us know when it's happening in CPG so we can all support, and yeah,
Love
have a
it.
good day.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
So thank you so much for all of the feedback you've provided today. I think it was so helpful for the startups to sharpen their pitches and, maybe slightly sharpen also how they speak about it. So I think it's been super helpful. Maybe where can people reach out to you if they want to get in touch?
I'll drop it in chat.
Yeah, maybe all of you want to drop it in the chat where people can contact you, then we can share it with the community, unless you have somewhere specific where you would like them to. Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for everybody who pitched today. I know it can be scary, and I think some of the videos were very high quality. I could tell that you spent a lot of time on this, so thanks a lot for putting in the effort. I'm sure, or I hope that it was helpful for you. And then, yeah, to the panelists, could you please stay on for 5 more minutes that we can do the voting? And to the rest of you, have a good day. Bye. Oh, the POAP. Builders Blast Off is the POAP for the session. Bye.
Great. See ya. Thanks.
Chat, let me know